After working with older adults for decades, I can tell you something almost no one is warned about after 60. Cortisol doesn't just rise with age. In many people, it explodes. I've reviewed nighttime stress tests where cortisol surged, nearly 10 times higher than youthful levels. Not 10%, not 100%, nearly 1000%. When that happens, your body flips into survival mode. Sleep becomes shallow. Muscle breaks down overnight, and fat is driven straight into the belly, even when you're eating less than ever. And here's the most uncomfortable truth. Most treatments don't fix this. They manage the damage. High cortisol is the hidden driver behind poor sleep, stubborn belly fat, anxiety, and low energy after 60. Yet the system rarely focuses on lowering cortisol at its source. Why? Because there's no long-term profit in teaching the body how to calm itself. Instead, symptoms get divided into pills. Sleep meds for insomnia, drugs for blood sugar, prescriptions for weight. But if cortisol stays high, dependency stays high too. And that's not accidental. What shocked me in recent years is this. Multiple clinical studies now show that specific herbs can retrain the stress response itself, without sedation, without crashes, and without dependency. These herbs don't knock you out. They don't force sleep. They send a different signal, one that tells the nervous system it's finally safe. And when that happens, improvements don't show up in just one area. Sleep improves, belly fat loosens, mood stabilizes, energy returns. Today, I'll reveal 5 science-backed herbs, ranked from least to most powerful, shown to lower cortisol in adults over 60. And stay until the end, because number 1 produced one of the largest cortisol reductions ever recorded. Number 5 is lemon balm, often overlooked, often underestimated. This gentle Mediterranean herb targets what researchers call anticipatory cortisol, that spike that hits when you lie in bed replaying the day or worrying about tomorrow. In adults over 60, studies show lemon balm reduced cortisol within hours, especially at night. Its active compounds interact with calming brain receptors without sedation or dependency. Even more important after 60, lemon balm helps your body clear cortisol faster, something that naturally slows with age. Taken consistently, it creates a protective buffer around your sleep, shielding it from the day's stress load. If lemon balm is a calming signal, holy basil is a system reset, known as tulsi in Ayurvedic medicine. This herb doesn't just lower cortisol, it recalibrates its rhythm. In older adults, cortisol often rises at night and crashes in the morning, the exact opposite of what the body needs. Holy basil helps flip that back. Clinical studies show reductions in cortisol alongside measurable belly fat loss without diet changes. Why? Because holy basil blocks cortisol's fat storage message, specifically in the abdomen. It also improves insulin sensitivity, making stress less likely to turn into stored fat. Number 3 takes a different approach. Rhodiola doesn't just lower cortisol, it teaches the body how to use it correctly. This Arctic plant helped humans survive extreme stress, and it brings that same resilience to aging nervous systems. In adults over 60, studies show lower cortisol, sharper focus, and dramatic energy improvements, often within days. Rhodiola protects the hippocampus, the brain's memory center, from cortisol damage. That's critical because chronic stress literally shrinks this region over time. This is why many people say stress simply stops hitting them as hard after using rhodiola. Now we enter nighttime territory. Number 2 is magnolia bark, one of the most powerful sleep cortisol regulators ever studied. Unlike sleep pills, magnolia doesn't knock you unconscious. It restores real deep sleep. In older adults, nighttime cortisol dropped dramatically while deep sleep increased by nearly half an hour per night. That's hours of extra recovery every week. Magnolia also fixes cortisol sleep resistance, the state where you're exhausted, but your brain refuses to shut down. And when deep sleep returns, hunger hormones normalize. Belly fat becomes easier to lose, and mornings feel clear again. Everything we've covered so far helps regulate cortisol. But number 1 does something no other herb does as powerfully. It doesn't just lower cortisol. It reverses the body's resistance to it. After years of stress, cells stop responding properly, forcing the body to produce more and more cortisol just to get the same effect. This herb breaks that cycle. Number 1 is ashwagandha, specifically the KSM 66 extract. In adults over 60, cortisol reductions averaged over 40%. Deep sleep surged. Belly fat shrank. Energy returned. But here's what makes it revolutionary. Ashwagandha restores stress sensitivity at the cellular level. Your body no longer overreacts. It supports adrenal balance, brain calm, thyroid function, and even hormone stability, addressing multiple aging pathways at once. That's why researchers call its effects unprecedented in natural medicine. After 60, cortisol isn't just about stress. It controls sleep, fat storage, muscle repair, memory, and aging speed itself. When you manage cortisol correctly, everything else starts to improve together. Many people find the greatest results by stacking intelligently. Ashwagandha earlier in the day, rhodiola midday, magnolia bark at night. This creates a 24-hour cortisol control system that restores what chronic stress slowly took away. If this helped you understand what's really happening inside your body after 60, subscribe, because next we'll reveal the morning ritual shown to boost metabolism by up to 30% in older adults.